All right, I'm working on this Rheem Performance Plus water heater, and having an issue where the basically the upper element is not coming on here. And what you're looking at here is this front control board display here. We see we have the power on button, so we know that we've got power to it. But basically, the only light coming on is this light. Let me zoom in a little bit here. So the only light coming on is this one, and this one up here is not coming on whatsoever. I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And it said only this one's coming on. This one's not coming on, so I had to figure out why that is. Now, most likely, you're not even going to be coming in here and noticing your lights. What you're going to notice is that you're going to be running out of water or hot water really fast. Then you're going to notice you got a problem. Then you're going to come in here and look at it and go to trying to figure out what's going on. So, well, no, the lower one's working, but the upper one's not working, so I have to figure out why. Okay, what you're looking at here is the lower thermostat and the element, and this is where the access you would go into if you had a problem with that one. Now, this one is lighting up. No, it's working on the lower, so there's no need in messing with that. All right, so what we're going to have to do is take this off and get in here and check a few things. But before we do anything, we're going to go out here and turn the breaker off. So you want to find your breaker. Go ahead and shut that off. We'll go verify. Okay, so now we notice the light's not coming on. We shouldn't have any power. Now, once we get in here, we're going to go a step further. I'm just going to use a little tester, and we'll make sure we don't have any power coming through here. So we're going to take these little Phillips screws out. Okay, now we can just remove this. I'm going to go ahead and take this little connector, you just squeeze. Just squeeze on that. And once you get in here, you're going to have this insulation. You want to pull that stuff out. And once we got that out of the way, this is just kind of clipped in here. These plastic clips you have to pick up or pop up on it. Just has a couple of clips that go on the top there. And this clip's on the bottom. So just pop that up and off of there. All right, now one of the first things we're going to test, we're going to get our electrical tester here, and we're going to just probe the wires and make sure that we don't have any power on anything up here. So once we're confident the power's off, then we're going to go ahead and test this element here first. Okay, so you need yourself some sort of multimeter, and notice I've got this set on the continuity, and this will beep when you touch these leads together. So all I'm going to do is, while it's set on that, is we're just going to come up here and we're going to check the screws here. And okay, I'm not getting a good connection. Just a second. Okay, so my battery is dying on my multimeter is what's going on here. But we hear it beep. There we know. Let me zoom in a little bit. We know that we've got continuity through this heating element, so this heating element should be working. Okay, now another thing that you could try is like adjusting your thermostat to see if you have any change and the light comes on, more than likely this in here is going to be your issue. Now this is the thermostat and this shut off high limit switch is all built into one unit. And this is a common failure on these, you know, besides a heating element. Now, this water heater is around 4 years old. It's not very old for this to already be going out, but you know, here we are. And this is, I think this has been out for several months. It's since it was first noticed. So what we're going to need to do is replace, this unit, whole unit here has to be replaced, and it clips down in here. So we're going to have to work on getting our wires loose. Let me show you my replacement part. Now I ordered this. I'll leave a link to it. You may be able to find these in the store in like a complete tune-up kit or something. I'm not sure, but this is supposed to be for the Rheem, and I'm going to make sure that, you know, it looks to be the same exact part, with maybe an exception of this wire connector over here, so we may have to swap that. Not really a big deal, but we're going to go ahead and work on taking this out here first. All right, so we got to get to work on loosening these off, and they're pretty tight. So it helps if you push in. All right, let's see if we can. All right, so we got that one off. And you want to, you know, like I say, make sure that you take a picture and everything to make sure you get everything absolutely back where it goes. We're going to try to push this one here off. Have to go get a flat for that one. Let's go ahead and get this side. This has like 2 wires. Or maybe even 3 there attached to it. All right, so we can push that one out. And a little bit of limited space there. All right, I think I'm going to just take these screws here out because I'm certain I'm going to have to swap that. So I'm just going to get this lower one right here, and then I'm going to figure out what Torx bit that is. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be swapping that over. I'll go ahead and push that off. Okay, so if you can see this, these little copper looking ones here, we've got a T25 that I'm using to remove these. And I'm just going to carefully take those out without dropping them. So that's just a little Torx screw. And we'll get this one up here. I've got some actual screwdrivers, Torx screwdrivers, but I didn't want to hunt for them. There, so there's that one. And then that we'll just leave that on there. That just, it crimps on there but there's no sense in taking it off because I'm going to be swapping it over. All right, so now we're going to try to lift this out of here. It clips down in here. I'm going to try to lift it up. Okay, I had to come up higher so I could show you. Basically, I'm using this little hooked pick tool. You got a couple of these tabs. You see how it goes down, it locks. So you're pulling back on that where you can lift that up. Now you got one on the other side over here too. Let me get my little pick tool over here. So I'm going to pick up on that side as well. It's the same thing. And then we can push it up and get it out of here. All right, so there we have it. So there's your part. And we'll get the new one over here. All right, so we got our new part, and most of the numbers when looking at this match, and there's like only a few that don't. So I'm assuming it's the exact same part. Now it could be that this is just to hold this together. You see with that one clip that's kind of loose. So it may be, that's like basically the only difference in these two is this little thing right here, which I'm going to take those Torx out and we'll put that little copper piece on there. But I've already got it set. It's already comes set like a 110 Fahrenheit, and we're just basically going to get it back in here. We'll get everything hooked up, but we'll go ahead and take these two out. We'll just take that little piece off, set it aside. So we're going to be going right back down in here. So the first thing we're going to do is slip it right back down. Kind of watch the wires. Right now, if you watch the clips there, we're just going to get this right. All right, so we've got it locked. You see the clips right there that just locked right back under that area. So just lock right under there on both sides. Let's see the other side there. No, it's in place. All right, so now we just got to work on getting, I'm going to work on this one right here first. Do it without dropping them. And we'll get these snugged up. Go ahead and tighten this one right here up. Just make sure the wire is on the top, right where it was. Get it nice and tight. This thing may try to turn on you. Just hold it with your other hand. Just want to push down firmly. Make sure the connection is really good and tight. We'll get the one back up here. got a little place that sets down in there. All right, so got these secured. See the red one, the bottom. You got this little blue one, the red one goes on the top, blue one on the bottom, and then the black one back down here. We're just snugged, making sure these are nice and snug. All right, so just make sure connections are good. We're going to go ahead and slip this little safety cover back in place, clip it on the top, push it back in there. You can get replacements for these as well. And we'll go ahead, get our front control hooked back up, and this clips just like that, only go one way. And I got it upside down. All right. We got our foam we need to get back in here. I'm going to feed that back up in place. I'll get the lower. All right, so we're going to put this back up here, and we're just going to kind of loosely get it in place for the moment. Let's get this screw in. So I want to make sure that everything is going to be working before we fasten it all the way down. All right, so at this point I'm going to get the power turned back on, and I don't know what it's going to do at first. If they're both going to try to come on, I may have to use some water and some hot water and see if I can get it to work in here. All right, and there, as you can see, we already got this upper element coming on. So I can't remember how it worked when I first had it hooked up, but I want to say that this one, the lower one, comes on first as you're using water. But I think what we're going to do is like use some hot water, and we'll just see. We'll get the lower, and we'll make sure that they're both kicking on and everything's working like it should here. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the screw in. Good sign already, because this wasn't lighting up here at all, this upper one. All right, so I ran some hot water, and now we got the lower one kicking on, so we've confirmed that it's still working as well. Since we messed with this, we want to make sure that we haven't created another problem. So we know that we've got the bottom and the top one working now. Now, these usually never come on at the same time, but I think they kind of alternate or something, the best I remember. But you would expect to be seeing this light up, though, when you're using a lot of water. And it may be that if you're using a lot of water, you may actually get both of them on at the same time. So that's going to do it on this video, replacing this thermostat. Now, I said most of the time I'm going to be working on cars and stuff, but if I find helpful information, I like to try to share it with others, because if you got, you know, this sort of situation and you have a Rheem, I'm sure it's the same on most of these different models, then you may be thinking, you know, you're going to need another water heater, and these are very expensive. So hopefully this can help someone out. Please like, share, leave a comment if you like, and always I invite you to subscribe, and thank you for watching.